videos with them. So this is a gifted item, so I can't tell you what it's like to purchase with them, but I can tell you the ways they accept payment and give you more details about their specific bags and how they compare and why they're just as good as the originals. I have some kind of behind the scenes details for you. The previous videos I did with them were with the two bags you can see behind me, my Nano Speedy from Louis Vuitton in the canvas monogram, and the Chanel wallet on a chain bag that is super coveted. I couldn't believe that bag was like $109 compared to the $3,000-ish value. I'm gonna link both of these videos above for you so you can check them all out. Going into my third collaboration with Shebag, I really was going to be very particular about the bag I wanted. I wanted something newer, something that I knew was going to be super exciting, and they allowed me to pick the bag that I wanted, which I'm super grateful for. And I had seen this side trunk all over the Louis Vuitton kind of like media over the past year. I happen to really love Louis Vuitton. I know that that's not everyone's cup of tea. So I can tell you that Shebag has a wide variety of bags. Like I said, I definitely have a high quality AAA replica Chanel wallet on a chain bag that looks identical. And I'm gonna tell you why all that is in just a minute. But also they have so many different bags. Go ahead and check out their website. I'll have everything linked below. And like I said, there will be a 10% discount in this video. If you use my code NF10, you can get 10% off any bag on the website. It does not have to be the trunk. It does not have to be Louis Vuitton. It could literally be any of their bags. I'm here to give you the dirty details about this bag, though, to let you know if it's gonna be worth your dollars, because still $399, even with a 10% discount, can be pricey. So you're gonna wanna know, is this like the real deal? Is this replica legit to be so comparable that no one could tell with the naked eye? And I have done a lot of investigating on this bag since it is newer to Louis Vuitton. I have done a lot of deep dives on video, on their website, and really broken down like every detail of the bag to let you know how comparable is this bag. Giving you guys a quick tour of the bag so that way you know what we're comparing. This is a monogram Louis Vuitton canvas bag. They do come in different styles for this bag. They actually had different colors that were hologram, and I was so tempted to get more of one of the hologram bags. But at the end of the day, I was like, what am I gonna be able to style this bag with? Because I wanna make sure I can style this throughout the years, love it for a long time. And while the hologram bags were super cool, I was kind of feeling like I had to probably style them with specific outfits, or maybe they'd be a little too seasonal for me. And I am a Louis Vuitton lover, so for me, the monogram canvas just really won out, especially with the amount of slouch this bag can have, because she is super duper soft. However, you're gonna see so much structure here on the trunk sides, because that's actually why the trunk has its name. This is the side trunk because of the style of this bag. On each side, you can see how this really represents how Louis Vuitton got their start. They were a trunk company. I do not own one of their trunks, however, that might be like a lifetime bucket list kind of goal, but those are so pricey, but they are stunning, stunning pieces. So this for me was a way to be able to carry something like that. So it tends to look like it's very structured, right? Because these ends, oh no, my friends, I do have this filled very full right now, but as you just saw, she is one of the softest Louis Vuittons I have ever had. Maybe what I'll do is take out everything out of this bag in this video and show you how soft it is. I wouldn't recommend doing this all the time, but for demonstration purposes, I want you to see the quality of this bag and how it does compare to the original. So continuing on with the little tour here, as you can see, it does have the hardware on the sides just like the trunks do. And that is exactly how the authentic Louis Vuittons are. I can also tell you it has this amazing embossing. The amazing embossing all the way around on the edges absolutely is part of the detailing on this that I love, that totally sold me on wanting this bag. I think it's so beautiful. It does have a lock here, so when you zip it closed, and it is like a butter easy, smooth zipper. Love that about it. Everything on the hardware is properly logoed, monogrammed, the whole thing. It is so stunning. So even though it has the structured sides to it, it does not have feet or anything, but that is where that's going to rest. So like when the bag is seated, it's gonna rest more on the belly and on the edges here. What I do love about the way that this bag came from from Shebag is that all of the hardware was completely covered, so I got to take off the stickers on every single piece. To me, that was really important because these pieces on the corners could scratch. So the fact that I get to control the bag from start to finish, take off all the stickers on there, was super important to me. The packaging on this was really well handled. Everything was wrapped upon wrapped upon wrapped, so nothing could happen to this in shipping, which I really, really appreciated. But as you can see, as it would rest, it would kind of rest more on the belly here, so it's going to have that little slouch. For me, I love the slouch. I know some people may not like that as much if they really prefer a rigid bag. The way I have seen other people do with their authentic Louis Vuittons is you can put an insert in here for organization, so that way it's not just a big kind of like Speedy style drop bag. So that way it will maintain more structure if that's something you prefer in your handbags. I personally love the slouch. To me, I think that is so fashionable, so stunning, and just part of the features of this bag that make it special. It does have a little lock on here, so you just clip it closed, and then all you have to do to open it back up is pop these two together, and as you just saw, very easily slides out. All of the hardware, every little tiny screw is properly labeled with Louis Vuitton. Every little bit of it, just like the originals, which I can really appreciate. Again, trying to make sure that this is a one-to-one comparison. The bag has two different styles of handles, which I also really love. The way I tend to grab the bag is by the handle. So this piece here is the like pre-treated pochetta. So this will maybe patina a little bit more, which means it'll turn a little bit more of that goldeny brown as it ages, but I love that for the trunk style. I think that's just going to add to the luxury and beauty of this bag as it gets older as well. Because like I said, I was doing my research to make sure everything was going to be identical, one-to-one to the authentic original Louis Vuitton. Now, I am not selling this bag or anything like that. First of all, I love it so much. But I can tell you, as far as like the styles go, what I'm thinking as I'm doing my research about this bag. It does have a D-ring on each side of it. Now with that though, if you want to use, like I said, this is like the handle I've been using to grab it. You could also, if you are more petite and maybe a little less busty or curvy, you could wear this bag over the arm. I tend to just use it either as this piece right here to hold it on my arm, or use it to grab it as I'm doing my daily things. I personally love this as a crossbody, and it does come with a beautiful long over-the-shoulder strap. It does have the ability to change sizes, which I think is super important. And I saw people buy the authentic that have the exact same markings as me and the same holes for sizing that are really tall that can wear this. And also people that are about 5 foot can wear this as well super comfortably. It totally depends on how you want to style this bag. I love it either on the shoulder on one side, but mostly as a crossbody, which is why I have it set to more to that setting to be able to sit it comfortably across my body, and then I can still reach into it. I have found this bag is super easy to use because it has such a buttery smooth zipper that what I can do is literally open it up, easily grab whatever I'm going for, and move on about what I'm doing. I can do it while I'm doing other things, whereas sometimes if a bag is a little bit more restrictive with the zipper or style, you actually have to stop and really give it a lot of attention, undo things maybe. This is super easy, but I do tend to leave it a little bit more open or just leave the zipper free. I don't lock it when I'm using it, just for ease of use personally, and I love the slouch. It's gonna have a little bit more slouch to it if you leave it unzipped as well, just like the originals that I was hearing in the reviews. And so far that comparison seems totally one-to-one. The markings and embossings on the handles are absolutely the same as well, including the inside, which has logo on it as well. This one said it was made in France, and this is Louis Vuitton Paris as far as the inside monogramming like fake.
Interestingly, the fake dust bags are sized smaller, so it shows an attitude of the factory to cut labor and material costs. Hermèse's drawstring is all cotton, so it's super soft yet sturdy. But the fake drawstring feels cheap as it's thin and likely made of polyester, which gives it that plastic wiry feel. The fake dust bag material is thinner and lighter, so when you compare them side by side, it lacks the volume and depth of the authentic dust bag. This also means it creases easily and stays wrinkled. Looking at the stitching, the fake dust bag features large machine stitches while the authentic maintains hand stitching. Look inside and it's even more jarring. The fake dust bag looks messy and cheap with a fraying, uneven hem, while the authentic dust bag remains tidy. Like the box, the logo print on the fake dust bag is thinner, so the underlying fabric weave shows through. Compare this with the authentic dust bag, which, despite more prominent fabric, has printed a much clearer logo design. Naturally, the fine details in the logo, such as the wheel spoke, lose their clarity in the fake print. Comparing stitching, the Hermes dust bag is stitched on both sides, while the fake is stitched together along the bottom and one side only. This asymmetrical inconsistency is quite an ugly shortcut. The colour of the fake is slightly off, as it's the wrong shade of brown and the white print has a yellow hue to it instead. But the biggest signal is that the fabric feels thin and cheap. On and off.
In expensive luxury handbags, because these chains are like a piece of jewel, they look so nice. So if you look at these chains, just like logo, the chain is also matte finish, very subtle. Chain is also very shiny and very lightweight. Like this chain is not heavy, like in terms of if you're carrying on your shoulder, it's not heavy, but it feels solid. This one is like a hollow. It's not like made with solid whatever material they use. This one it feels light, much lighter than this one. The chain, these hooks, they are not big, and if you look at this one, it looks, I hope you can see, there's a big difference. These circles are a lot bigger than this one. Besides the overall look, the logo and the chain, there are some few more ways you can tell the difference. So if you look at the black one, that's the original one, you could tell the difference. Saint Laurent Paris is in the middle, carved in the middle. If you look at the gray one, it's very, very close to the stitch. It's very, very obvious. Below Paris, there's a lot more space than the top one. So that's a very easy way to spot. Both bags are magnetic closure, so if you use the magnetic, it's a lot more smoother. It just grabs so easily. You don't need to push hard, or you don't need to do anything extra. So let's try in this one. Oh, this one I have to even find where it goes. Okay, so it's a lot harder.
For this Chanel bag, you might be thinking, girl, you've got a bag business. You should either be buying them in store or buying them from your shop. And I promise you, I prayed to the bag gods night and day that someone would bring this in to sell. But then again, who in their right mind would sell this? This is a Chanel violet mini flat bag in the rectangular shape, and as you can probably guess, I love all things purple. It's my favorite shade. I wear it a lot, and so when this came out this summer, I could not resist. But the problem with this bag is that it is all but impossible to track down, and the reason for that is when Chanel produce bags, when the managers of the boutiques or the people in charge of buy in bags, they always buy in the most commercial pieces. And normally I would say that's leather, because people are a little bit nervous of textiles, not as much of tweeds, but of textiles. So silk makes people nervous. It did not make me nervous because it's not an everyday bag. This is an occasion bag. You wear it sparingly, rarely, beautifully, cautiously, all the lees, and you really make sure that you take good care of it. So I couldn't get this bag, impossible. But I knew that even overpaying on something like this, on a long-term investment horizon, it will go like this. And that's something really, really important, I think, to remember if you are buying bags as an investment. So the number one rule is rarity and scarcity equals an appreciation of resale value down the years as people are more interested in those niche models. So of course today you might have something like a vintage Chanel classic flat bag in black, super popular, people buy them all day long.